right, so still on the topic of leverage, I decided to make this quite the break here so we could talk about this even in depth. Now, still on the topic of leverage, let's walk through how leverage skills, effort doesn't. I mean, when you understand the principle of leverage and you understand the power factors that play into the leverage game with human beings, I mean, your customers are most likely are not going to be AI bots or AI agents. They are necessarily going to be human beings. I mean, day-to-day human beings, and these are the people who can relate with the solutions you provide. So leverage. So I've just explained, given the four factors that really the four factors of leverage that relates to the human mind, that it relates to the human psychology: money, influence, authority, and result. These are four things generally people in their day-to-day lives crave, and your ability to use this as a factor for leverage is going to help your SaaS business grow faster than anything. Now, while this looks like some kind of mind training or stuff like that, it is quite the basics for so many business outcome, and that is what I'm explaining right here on this. So your ability to understand leverage, it's not about how hard you work, it's how well you're able to implement these factors into growing your business, implement these factors into scaling your business. I mean, working with humans, when you're working with people, we're talking about client acquisition here. Now, leverage in some other place could be which I've also discussed in the book. Leverage could also be your ability to make one effort, focus on that one effort that gives 10 times the return. So that's also leverage. Your ability to focus on that one effort that pulls the lever for so many things. And just like I mentioned, the power factors for leverage is money. The power factors for leverage is influence, authority, results. These are the power factors that pull the leverage, that pull the lever for so many things at one particular time. With enough money, right? With enough money, you can make so much things happen. Like you could solve so many problems with enough money. When you have enough money, there's so much problems you could solve at once. When you have enough influence, there's so much you can get done. When you have enough influence, you could get people to work with you. There's so much you can get done. When you have the authority, when you have the results, these are the power factors I really wanted to note about. So now let's scroll through. Leverage reduces risks. Instead of relying on the brute force marketing and paid ads and stuff like that, leverage lets you grow sustainable way through partnerships, brand positioning, and authority building. Now, so many people just might just launch their SaaS business and straight up plunging into ads, not having the experience of relationship with people. It's really going to be hard for you to scale, especially when you're low on budget. Um, Plunging into ads directly might not be the fastest way for you to grow, and you learning the place that has leverage. If you have enough money, definitely you could plunge into ads. If you have enough money to buy your acquisition cost, you've tested the waters before and you know what the markets are really about, there's literally no problem having to go that route. But if you have not you don't have enough money, there are quite the other factors you need to start playing to cover up for that gap. Okay, so we talked about some leverage, other people's audience, which is one of the best ways. Other people's audience. When you're starting out, you most likely don't have enough money, you don't have enough influence, not enough authority, not enough result. So your ability to be able to leverage other people's audience would do you a very great deal scaling your SaaS business. All right. Now you'd necessarily now traditionally you can't just work with anybody. You can't just leverage other people's audience without a an incentive for partnership, an incentive for collaboration. So meaning I spoke about using rev shared deals to incentivize affiliates and referrals, create co-branded marketing campaigns to instantly gain trust, use another person's leverage, use another person's audience right? These are the few things I highlighted on this particular chapter. Now, leverage authority and borrowing credibility, all right? Align with respected brands or well-known individuals for interested for your industry. Get featured in industry publications. Now, these are quite some very tactical insights for you to actually work on, which could actually help you scale your SaaS business as soon as possible. All right. Now I talked about the ripple effect. Literally, this is exactly the same definition for leverage. The ripple effect leverage creates that one action that keeps the ripple round and round and round and round and round. That one action that creates a massive impact, that can create a massive impact. Those are the things you need to start focusing on in your business. And I have mentioned the power factors that could make this ripple effect happen: your money, your influence, your authority, and your result. If you don't have money, you work on influence. If you don't have influence, you work on authority. If you don't have authority, you work on result. But your ability to build one or more of these factors faster is what would make for your success eventually. Now, if you don't have any of these resources, any of these power factors in the first place, but your psychology, your understanding to be able to build one or more of these factors, if you understand the power of relationship with people, it's going to be easy for you to build the money part, the influence part, the authority part, and results at the end of the day. And while this is just a short, insightful roundup of the chapter, it's very much there's very much a deeper insight to all of this, and you would love to find out. All right, okay, all right. What again? What again? I guess that brings us to the end of this chapter, right? And I'm gonna catch you in the chapter 3 section where we're gonna talking about building your winning loops. Now, the winning loops, just like we've just discussed about leverage. Now, let's move into chapter 3, building your winning loops. All right. Catch you. Bye.